Hi, everyone. In this quick video, I'm going to show you the mock interview experience from the student perspective. And I'm going to start by showing you an example of an email students will receive once the assignment has been created. We have an entire video on that process. It's quick and easy to do, and we'll show you how to create these assignments and create the emails that go along with them. But for now, let's start with what students will experience once that's done. So you can see here, I've been assigned a practice interview assignment. There's a bit of a description, who this class is for, and some due dates here, all configurable. And again, if you have questions about that, well, we will walk you through the entire process of creating these descriptions and dates in the other video. But for now, as a student, I can kind of get a quick sense of what's expected from me for this assignment. Now, if I click View Assignment and jump in there, you're going to see that there are a number of calls available for me to do. There's a screening stage call, a middle stage, and a final stage. So I'm going to start with my screening interview here and go Start Session. Now, in this specific mock interview assignment, the faculty member has chosen to let students pick a job posting that they're interested in. So as a student, they could be going to any job board, looking for a position that they would like to explore, and they can just simply copy the job title, paste that into our section here, and then copy the job details. And don't worry about copying over buttons or anything like that. Our system will take care of it. And then they can click Generate Job Details. So quick and easy as well for your students, and gives them a lot of flexibility around what these calls are going to be for. Now from here, they have the option to choose who they're going to do their call with. So you have a couple different voice options here.
Hey there, this is John. I can't wait to get started.
Hi there, my name is Nina. How are you doing today?
And this is their opportunity to pick the AI assistant that they're going to be interacting with throughout the interview calls, the 3 interview calls here. So let's get started just by reviewing the job posting itself. We can see a couple steps here. And we see a couple options for how the call is going to be conducted. So your students can choose to do a web call. All right, the next thing you're going to see here is that they will have the option to choose who they're going to do these interview calls with. They can pick one of our AI assistants from the drop-down list here, whichever one they feel most comfortable with.
Hey there, this is John. I can't wait to get started.
Hi there, my name is Nina. How are you doing today?
And they also have a couple different options for how they're going to conduct the call. They can do a web-based call, which we're going to do in a second. They can have the AI assistant call them directly to their cell phone, or they can schedule the call for later, just to, again, make it flexible for their schedule. For now, let's jump into the web call. In this case here, you can see that a full transcript is going to be recorded as well as an audio recording. So it's just letting students know a little bit of information about how this assignment has been set up.
I'm Nina, and I'm really glad to have you on the call today. How are you doing?
Hey there, Nina. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me here today. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's completely normal to feel a bit nervous, but I'm sure you'll do just fine. This is a great opportunity for us to connect. So, just to give you a heads up, today's call is a quick chance for us to learn about your background, clarify the basics of the role, and ensure that moving forward with additional interviews makes sense for both of us. Does that sound good?
Yes, it does. Um, really looking forward to that. So, uh, happy to start answering any questions you have.
Fantastic. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Let's start with your background. Can you tell me about your education and any relevant coursework or projects that you think would be beneficial for this role?
Yeah, absolutely. I graduated from Queen's University with a bachelor's degree in applied science. I've done a number of projects, both in school and outside of the classroom, that were software based. So, developing games, developing different applications that I think have really helped me hone my software developer skills and would make me a great candidate for this role.
That's impressive. It sounds like you have a solid foundation in software development. Your experience with games and applications is definitely relevant. Now, I'd love to hear about what specifically motivates you to apply for this software developer AI trainer position. What attracted you to this role?
All right. So what we'll see next here is a feedback report about how the student has done, and you'll see some examples just based on a quick interview that I did. So you get a sense of the type of feedback the students will get at each stage of the interview process. So we'll start with this screening interview and go through the report together here. So what you're going to see here is a quick summary, and you can see that this hasn't been submitted yet. So students have a chance to review it. The way the system is designed is that we want them to read this feedback, get a sense of how they did, and decide if they would like to do the call again. It's made for them to practice as many times as they'd like until they feel confident and they feel like they've put their best foot forward. And at that point, uh, they could confirm and submit the assignment. So, based on how I've done so far here, you can see, for instance, this feedback is specific to what I said in my interview. So, it's telling me that I expressed a strong foundation in software development, but even though my responses were generally strong, there were areas where I could enhance my communication. For instance, when I was discussing my background, I could have provided more specific examples of my AI or coding experience. And you can see here, here's a very specific example. I didn't mention any specific programming languages. So very interesting to see. I always actually enjoy seeing the feedback myself because it is specific to what I said. And I think that's what students enjoy as well. Now, what we can see here is a breakdown of each section or question that the students answered. So I kind of struggled with that background question, and you can see here it provided a good general overview of my background in education, but it'd be more effective to include specific examples of coursework or project related to AI or coding. Motivation was not bad as well, but could be improved. So students are encouraged to go through each section and start picking what they would like to improve on. They can, of course, listen back to the call as well, and again, reflect on how they did. This is and this is useful, especially for ESL students who are trying to make sure they're speaking clearly and confidently. So a good place for them to listen back and see how well they're being understood. And again, a safe place for them to make mistakes and build confidence. The system does extremely well with different accents, um, and so we always advise students if they see something that they didn't say or something didn't sound right to them, it's a good indicator that they might want to slow down, pronounce things a little more clearly. Again, no right or wrong here, but a safe environment for them to recognize those things because we like to say that the system is very effective at understanding those things, but it's like the typical English speaker. So there are times where I'll say my name to someone a little too fast and they'll call me by the wrong name and I need to correct them. The system gives them that opportunity to identify moments like that and practice so that they can, again, put their best foot forward come the real interview. Students will also receive an email, like you might have heard if you listen to the interview itself. Nina mentioned she's going to send me an email about how things went. This will take them to the report, but just as an example, this is what it looks like. And at this point, as a student here, if I'm feeling good about what I see on the report, I'm going to confirm and submit that. And now as a faculty member, you will get a copy of this report and you will get one for each of your students so you could go in and review this in more detail. And I'll just switch to the staff view so you can see my demo account just submitted the report. So you can see that there is one report submitted for the screening interview. Nothing yet for the middle or final interview, but you can see that this student has registered and that the call hasn't been completed just yet. But for this one, you can jump in and actually view the report as a staff member now. All right, that's a quick overview of what the mock interview experience is like for students and what you will get afterwards. But again, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to reach out to our team.